she had breast cancer. So she wasn't able to. She actually passed away not too long ago, and she wasn't able to see me reach the pinnacle of my success, which kind of made me feel bad about that. So on one morning I was laying in the bed and I was wondering, like, well, why all this work that I've done, what's the reason? What's some of the reason why I haven't gotten to where I've gotten? It's not because my music isn't what it is. But, part of it is because if you look at Houston or Atlanta or California or New York, you see a camaraderie amongst the artists in these different regions, and they actually, they do a lot of stuff together, so that if one artist is doing something, it's affecting the other artist.
Right.
And I didn't see a lot of that in Dallas. I'm hoping that that's changing as it is right now, but. It just frustrated me to the point where I got out of the bed one day and I wrote a blog on Facebook, or I started a group, and it was just asking, why don't Dallas artists stand behind Dallas artists and lift one of them up? It kind of feels like there's a me first mentality about the whole scene in Dallas. And it's like crabs in a barrel, like pulling each other down. It's what frustrated me, and I started this group, just posing the question, and in being in this arena, I'm finding out that it's kind of like that everywhere.
Really?
Yeah, different people are talking about it everywhere. That it's like that. So I'm like trying to figure out how it is. How do you get other artists? How do you inspire other artists to work with each other, to push each other up? And so that's what the S.L.A.P movement is about. And I think it's time that artists start to realize that without one another's help, they're going to stay stagnant in this pool of nowhereness until they understand that, just help somebody.
Right.
Just help somebody, and then karma does what it does. It's just the natural law. What goes up must come down. You know what I'm saying? When you help somebody, and you keep helping somebody from a selfless place, not because I'm going to do this, and then they're going to help you back.
Right.
But help somebody just because you want to help somebody.
Right, exactly.
The universe will take care of you. The mints are good, Billy.
This is real radio, brother. Go ahead and crunch your mint while you're talking. Go ahead and crunch your mint. You mentioned, because I'm not from here. I'm from Arkansas. I came here 20 years ago to get in the music industry, because little town, Dallas was the closest. Well, Memphis was closer, but Dallas was the closest place that actually had a branch office for all the record companies at one point. I know people don't know that at one point every record company had an office right here in Dallas. And I came here to get in. I had a couple of homeboys, Eric Thrasher and A.D. Washington, had Motown and MCA, and they had worked their way up. I knew them from Arkansas, and so I came here to get in the music industry, and I was just like, man, when I started getting on the scene, and I was like, what's up with the Dallas artists? Everybody is trying to make it before the other one. Everybody is the money before you get the money. Right. And I was just like, wow, it's like, man, y'all haven't even cracked the surface yet, and y'all arguing about money and who gonna get what. And
it's crazy.
I mean, it was like, man,
without a change in consciousness, without the artist understanding that we need each other in order to get to that last level, get to the next level. I mean, it's like what has to happen? Like a zombie apocalypse has to happen in order for people to band together and know that we have to be together because we're being eaten by zombies. That's a rough way out there. Just because I like Walking Dead,
right?
But, that's a rough a way out there analogy. But if we get together, we can accomplish so much more things. And there's a lot of artists within the S.L.A.P movement that understand that now. I'm not saying that they didn't understand it then, but now there's more of an outlet. I put together a face to what really needs to happen. So it kind of makes it. A lot of people come up to me and be like, man, this just need to happen. But a lot of people been slapping for a long time. But I just put it out there in your face to where you know that you have to get together with like-minded individuals and create something in order to take it to the next level.
So when you say you went to some other areas and they're kind of talking about the same thing.
And you know what it is? It's the local the locals.
Right.
You know, a lot of people don't think of it like, but when Jay-Z goes to New York, he's local.
Right.
When Snoop is in Cali, he's local. When
Right.
T.I. is in Atlanta, he's local. So they look at these different artists as these national artists who are untouchable, but they started at a local level.
Right.
And so it's almost, but it's, when I said I went to these other different places, and it's like the local